I've been sitting here for about 10 to 20 minutes trying to figure out how to do this in a way that wasn't just me screaming into the camera and uh, using profanity. So, for the last year and about 4 months, I've been regularly uploading videos on a daily basis, and I had a subscriber count that went up by 100. I've been on YouTube for years now. Um, 9 years, wow. And I have just woke up today, saw how things don't change month after month, and really became frustrated in a way I haven't been in for probably 2 to 3 years. Let me explain. So I regularly started uploading videos in November of 2015, but I infrequently uploaded videos from 2008 to 2013. And I got to 2013, I decided to just take a year off and give up on it. I said, I'm never going to get anywhere doing this crap. And when I came back after a year of silence on this site, I thought to myself that maybe the thing I wasn't doing before was not putting out regular content. Because most of the successful channels that I see, you think of PewDiePie, you think of Fred back in the day, you think of Archfiend, they put out content on a daily to near daily basis. That was just the fact back then. Um, and I was the kind of person who would go months without putting stuff up, or you get a video per month or a video here and there. But that was my change of strategy. I learned. I figured a different way of going about things. And so I began this, development of talking about current events to attempt to have something to speak about every day, because things were happening every day. There was always something new to see with each day. It's part of my attempt at being positive, I guess. And after a year and getting 100 subscribers and 5 views per video, I said to myself, okay, well, let's try something else. So I put out these reaction videos, and I see this person's new video. Oh, this is how I felt about it. And aside from one time, which got over 100, still nothing. So I decide to, I also was writing books. I start doing some audiobooks for that. Gets about 5 views. Again, nothing. So I try to start doing these little drawn videos. It gets actually a little bit more, but the problem with those is that it involves insulting a person or making fun of them, which I'm not really big on doing. Um, it's just my personality conflicts with that, and you don't know how it felt to watch people's videos that people have been on here for shorter or longer, and watch them talk about, oh, thank you everybody for the 100,000 subs. Thank you for 3,000 subs. Thank you for a hundred subs. It's just, and I know it's not the topic that is boring to people, politics, because otherwise the Young Turks wouldn't have 3 million subscribers. If I had 1% of that, which is 30,000, I'd be fine. If I got 1,000 views average video, I'm fine. My goal was never to become some major, big YouTuber. It was always to back up and serve as a platform for which I could express my views, you get some feedback here, but also to promote endeavors I had going on outside of YouTube. Like I wrote 5 books between January of last year. Well, that was written before that, but it came out at that time, and now. And I would put out a video each time, usually. The last time I didn't, because I got sick of trying to use the little popularity I had to attract people that weren't into my stuff. And, we could all sit here and say, okay, well, you have to try something different. Why don't you try to branch out to somebody bigger. Contact the Geekdom. I hear back from him. He, says that people screwed him in the past, so I'm going to do that too. He's got the advanced manual on what's going to happen if I'm in one of his videos. I contacted Quaman. Didn't hear back from him. Contacted, what was it, Unreal Gaming. Didn't hear back from him. It's so irritating to have people tell you try something new, and then you try something new and you get the same result. And I know this is not from, because I've been charged in the past with being lazy. I know this is not that, because every day I would go and look up these topics. I'd read about them a little bit, try to sound informed, make a video about it. Obviously with books, I'm typing away at the computer. Before that, I'm writing out the plot outline. Then you have to go through and read the whole thing and make sure grammatical errors aren't there. There's no way you can call somebody lazy who does that. At least not in that pursuit. I don't know. Maybe it's something else, but I've had people who saw the lack of growth say I'm just lazy. The only thing I'm lacking is technology. I can't really do much aside from speaking to a camera right now, because equipment for me just has not been good for the last 3 months. That it is what it is, but it's so irritating to know that the same type of videos that other people make will get views. Just like this, in this format of unedited, unscripted, no direction, whatever. An example of that would be Tariq Nasheed. You'll go and watch his videos. They don't have a script. A lot of times they have no editing. And those are mainly the live streams. You watch Brother Polite's videos. They have no editing. 1,000-something views or more. So it gets to a point where a person with, I've had self-esteem issues in the past. I've talked about it before. Can't help but feel it's them. You're unwanted. You're not desired. You are, nothing, basically. And like I said, I don't aim to be the biggest star on YouTube. I did want to use this as a platform to promote material I was making. And it just feels like such a slap in the face when you pretend, I've had the argument, okay, you can't guilt trip them into watching your videos. All right, fine, cool. I'll, talk about this stuff. It'll come naturally. Doesn't come naturally. Okay, well, I'll address it now. Maybe somebody will take upon the initiative to go and watch the video. Doesn't happen. All right, well, I'm out of options here. Obviously, this serves as venting. This serves as a way of letting out my frustrations. And the other thing is, people always talk about video length. That's another thing that irritates me, because I've had videos that were 2 minutes long. No views, or 1 view, or 2 views, or 5. Had a video from a year ago talking about whatever. You know what video I'm talking about. It's the only one on here that actually has views, really. It's 18 minutes long. Second longest or third longest video I've ever done. And it gets 3,000 views. So I know it's not length. Or if it is length, it's backwards. And actually, I take that back, because I had a video where I was talking about something pertaining to Japanese culture. It was about 16 minutes long, got 5 views. So, there's no argument that can be made against what I'm trying to convey. There really isn't. And I've looked at this from every perspective. I've been frustrated with this stuff in the past, but you know what the difference was between me several years ago and me now? I try to do different things. I've signed up on different websites to, hey, check this out, check this out, check this out, check this out. You might get one person to watch that video at that time, but they won't stay. They won't, become a consistent viewer of your material. No. I mean, it's as if the more you try, the more frustrated you become. Because I've sat at computer screens and private messaged people. Check out the videos. You won't want to watch a video. Read a book that I've written. And you still get nothing from doing that. And you're putting so much effort and so much time into nothing. And it's like it's a slap in the face to productivity. I'm the kind of person, I wake up early in the morning every day. I start writing something. I start just doing something. And I do it because I figured that it will help me in a certain way to put this out. It will help somebody to write this story. Somebody else might like this. Somebody else might. And you always get that person who goes, oh, well, you can't expect people to like your stuff and not want to, have the main focus be that you like it. Well, my whole thing is, why else are you writing? Why else are you producing this content? The only way to success is by the amount of attention it gets. Do you think people would consider Jay-Z a good rapper or a successful rapper, or the man would have any money at all if millions of people didn't buy his albums? No. You think anybody would care? You know, they had this thing where when Beyonce announced she was pregnant back at the start of this month, which was, today's the 16th, 2 weeks and a day ago. She got 6 million likes on this picture that she posted. It was the most likes in the history of Instagram. She broke the record. But think to yourself, she got an average of 1 million sales on her albums. And remember, these are people that, they're self-made. They came from middle class and now they're living the dream. Okay, well, think about this. If no one went out and bought those albums, how would you know about this story? How would you know what their name was? You wouldn't. Success is guaranteed by what other people do. Okay? I could sit here and I was thinking about doing these videos where I would write some raps that were contemporary to topics that have to do with, modern current events or whatever. And I couldn't help but feel that I was wasting my time as I was writing it. And I actually thought it had a pretty decent rhythm to it. It rhymed. It was the bare minimum for a rapper. And I couldn't help but feel this sense of, it was as if my hands were forcing themselves from the keyboard and just slapping down saying, give up, quit. And it wasn't even a thing of being negative. It's just, on average, you fail, so why try anymore? Because I assure you, I can do different things other than just sit on here and talk about whatever. I did this for the purpose because I like doing it, and I thought I would somehow grow in doing it. Who do you ever know was considered a success that stayed in the same place in a certain venture for just the entire time they were on there? You can't tell me a single person that was successful that just stayed one way their entire life and never moved up either financially, either in status, popularity, ever. You just can't tell me that, because that doesn't happen. That doesn't exist. I've had so many people try to make this claim. Oh, you're not a failure. You're not a loser. Yada, yada, yada. The channel stuff just isn't you. The book stuff just isn't you. Well, what is me? I mean, you saw PewDiePie, the guy that people are now calling an anti-Semite, put out a book that was a parody of some other thing. He probably didn't even think about writing it. Gets 100,000 people to buy that. And one could actually argue that's pathetic because of how many subscribers he has on YouTube. But 100,000 is 1/10 of a million. So that's like a 40th of what should have, the sales he should have got from obtained from that, rather. And I can't help but feel this overriding. They say envy is something people should avoid, and it's something that is not desirable and not conducive to a productive person and somebody that we actually can rally behind and think of as a good person. But how else am I supposed to feel when people that like the same stuff as me, that talk the same way as me, that have the same opinions as me, or just have the same interest as me, rather, I know I'm repeating myself now, get millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of more views than me? I mean, you have Geekdom likes Dragon Ball. I like Dragon Ball. He likes Star Wars. I like Star Wars. I got 200. He has 200,000. Just put out a video today. Thank you for the 200,000 subscribers. Woohoo! And I'm just supposed to sit here and go, well, yep, just let me watch this video. You know, give him one more view, one more subscriber. You're welcome. Don't give me anything, anybody. And this is not a direct shot at him. This is to say that I'm admitting envy because the people that are in these positions, I don't see them as being Superman, as having some special skill that, you know, puts them so far above me. Maybe they have a connection that I don't. Maybe they met some people that I didn't. But what makes them so much more better than me that they can have millions of people viewing their stuff and I'm over here struggling to get 10 views? I mean, how rigged is that? It's like how they were talking about with Trump. And you have some people who actually believed he had started his own wealth through himself and not his father who gave him the $1 million loan. Does that make him a better person than me because his daddy was rich and mine wasn't? It shouldn't. And, you know, the worst part is, I'm not, you know, because I got to a point where I was really frustrated with a lack of being able to raise funds for things through offering a product. I said, okay, well, should I just go out into the street with a little sign and say, hey, donate $1, donate $1, donate $1? I'm just sitting, I was befuddled. I was absolutely without any clue on what to do when it came to getting more cash. And that's why I said, okay, well, I will go and approach a whole bunch of people. And I started approaching all these different people. They say, I don't like to read. Okay, well, you watch my video. I'm interested in the topic. Okay, well, you know, you serve no purpose to me. It's so frustrating to be in this revolving door year after year. And yes, I've only been continuing to do this for a year now, but I've had people that have been on here as long gain hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and I can't continue to sit here and act like that doesn't bother me, and act like me putting out material and doing videos and trying to be productive has a feeling of being unrewarded when people aren't watching your stuff and giving you some commentary and actually contributing to your material. I mean, it honestly feels as if, you know, people want to be remembered. People want to feel important. People want to feel as if they did something to contribute to society. And it goes back to the whole idea that if you just one day don't wake up, nobody's going to remember you the next day. Nobody's going to care that you're not around anymore. So what? Big deal. You didn't matter. You know, we have Geekdom. We have Quaman. We have Unreal Gaming. We have PewDiePie. We had Fred. You know, it's so agonizing to just sit there and have this, it's like a goal that floats above me. And you're trying to reach for it, and every time you think you've jumped a little bit higher to it, you realize that's just it lowering itself down to make it seem as if it's closer to you now than it was a year or a decade ago. I mean, I'm blown away. So that's my view, my argument. Can't wait to get 2 views on this.